Guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tuya. I'm delighted that you tuned in today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fill out an application for DV 2023, the green card, the permanent residency lottery, on your cell phone. So to begin, I'm just searching DV 2023 application. And I see that the first result that came out is the official website for the State Department. It is dvprogram.state.gov. So I'm going to select it. Okay. Alrighty. And here is the first page. So it brings me here. I'm going to scroll down. I already have the instructions. If you would like to read details of the instructions, you can click on the entry instructions. And photo examples, I'm just going to go to begin entry. So we're going to click on that. Okay, so the first thing that will appear here for you to, the action that is required is type in whatever you see over here. So usually sometimes it's not very eligible, or is it legible? Legible, not eligible, legible. Okay. And you always have another chance. I wonder if that is a P or a U. I'm gonna guess it's a P. If it's not correct, they will give me another chance. So I'm gonna enter 55 PU. That's what I'm reading. Okay, so let's see, and then submit. Woo, yes, I was able to read it right. So the first part is just your names. So the important information I want to share on this part is you should enter the names as they appear on your passport. The requirement for filling out this application is you must have a passport. So fill it out as it appears on your passport, because that's the document that you're going to use. If you win, or when you win, you are going to take your passport and they have to compare to see whether they have the right person. So if your passport control people misspelled your name, they put the wrong date of birth, or whatever information that you feel is wrong on your passport, just enter that information. When you win, you'll have the opportunity to go get an affidavit to show that it's actually you and it's the passport control who made the mistake. So that's the part that I wanted to explain there. So the other one is easy, male or female, and then date of birth. So for this one, guys, in the United States, let me zoom it a little bit. So in the United States, they always start by month, day, and year. So just be careful. I'll speak about the country that I'm familiar with, Kenya. In Kenya, you start with day, month, and the year. So just be careful and double check your work. Double check your work. After you fill out the form, double check it. Check it twice, 3 times, and even ask your spouse, ask your child, ask a friend to double check for you whether you entered everything correctly. So month, day, and year. Okay, the next one is the city where you're born. Just answer everything truthfully, okay? And if you're not sure whether you're born in that city for whatever reason, maybe your parents don't know or don't remember, or they're deceased, or you don't know because you are adopted, just put city, birth city unknown. That's as simple as that, okay? Country where you're born, and then country of eligibility. So the reason they have this is because every year there is countries that don't qualify. This is called diversity program. It started in the 90s. And the reason for this is to diversify the demographic in the United States of America. So there are countries that do not qualify. The reason they don't qualify is because the citizens of that country have immigrated to the United States permanently, more than 50,000 of them. So any country that its citizen, or is it her citizens, have come to the United States permanently, 50,000 of them is not eligible. And there's a list of those countries. Nigeria is one of them. Philippines is one of them. Canada is one of them. The UK is one of them. So I've made a video that shows what countries are eligible, and you can check that. So on this one, guys, so if you come from a country that is not eligible, but you have a second citizenship, for instance, if you're a Nigerian and you married a Kenyan and you got your citizenship in Kenya, you can file as a Kenyan citizen because you have two citizenship. So you can be eligible that way. So I hope that's clear, okay? The next one is passport. So I've done a video on this. The Kenyan passport, I'll speak for the country that I know, starts with the letter A. Make sure you put that letter here. And again, information has to match. One question people ask always is, what if my passport is expiring in 2 weeks? What if my passport is expiring in 3 days? So a valid passport is the one that is valid today, has an expiration date that is. So if the expiration date is tomorrow and you're filling out the form today, that means your passport is still valid. So I just wanted you guys to know. Okay, so hopefully you're going to renew your passport soon, but enter the information that you have right now, even if it's expiring in 2 days. Okay, alrighty. The next information here I want to explain is, this is passport exemptions. They are exemptions for countries that are people that are stateless. They are people who do not have nationalities for whatever reason. They've been exempt because either they were at war, or there are some countries that when you're born, you have to apply for nationality. For instance, like, I don't know what country, but there are countries that you're not just an automatic citizens because you're born. You have to apply for nationality. And sometimes they deny people. So those people who are stateless, people who don't have, who cannot claim a state officially, have an exemption. So this applies to them. Okay, the photograph, we already talked about it. Please make sure you're not disqualified because of a very simple thing as a photo. If you're not sure on how to do this, go to one cyber cafe and take the instructions and show them, or go to a trusted photographer and give the photographer the measurements. Okay, I have made a video showing tools on which you can use to crop it to the correct measurements, and I've also made another video to help you clear the background. If you have a background that is not white or off-white, then you can use that tool. Okay, ready? So that's the instructions, and then you want to do that, and then if you have it ready, you choose the photo and the mailing address. Here's the mailing address. What is a mailing address? It's your PO box for you who we do not have a lot of like physical address in Africa. I'm talking about a continent that I'm familiar with. For Kenya, you have PO box. So people ask, what is in care of? You use this in care of if you do not have a PO box, you do not have a mailbox that belongs to you. So for instance, some people don't have mailboxes because these days, in the past, mailboxes were very popular because people used to do writing mail. You would write letters, you mail things, but people still have it. Some of the bills like Kenya Power, Lightning, whatever, Kenya Power, they send you a bill, right? Even though I think you can view it online. But for people who don't have mailboxes, so you can ask yourself, what am I going to do? So one thing that I can think about is you have a primary school, you have a secondary school near your village or near your home. You can use their PO box, but you need to go inform either the headmaster or the headmistress of the person in charge. So for this instance, if your name is John and you're going to use Karatina Primary School as your mailbox, as your mailing address, then you're going to put John in care of Karatina Primary School, or you can put the name of the headmaster or the headmistress there. Make sure you have a conversation with them. So you can do John in care of Peter, headmaster of Karatina Primary School. So that's what that is for. In care of the person whose mailbox it belongs to. Okay, I hope that's clear. Alrighty, you're gonna scroll down. Country where you live today, that's self-explanatory. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the email address. Make sure it's your email address and it's not anybody else's, because you have important information that will come to you. However, I'd like to put a disclaimer here. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of people that will try and scam you for money. So the State Department, the government of the US, is not going to send you an email saying you have won the lottery. Can I repeat that? You're not going to receive a letter. How are you going to know that you won? After you finish filling out this form, you will get what they call a confirmation number. So that confirmation number, you need to guard it like it's your baby. Don't give it to anybody. So that confirmation number you'll use next year when they announce that they have selected winners. You're going to come to the same page that you are today. There'll be a spot which will say, check your status. You're going to click on that and enter the confirmation number. After you enter the confirmation number, whether you want, if you won, then that's when the State Department will initiate communication with you through email. Okay? So you will not receive an email after you fill out the information saying you have won a green card. So just to let you know. So make sure you're using an email that you have access to, and an email that is yours, that you check often. Okay? Alrighty, I hope that's clear. The next thing is, I think people ask this a lot, like, what should I put? So primary school only, meaning you didn't go past primary school. High school, no degree. What does that mean? It means you went to high school, but maybe you went to Form 1, 2, 3, or 4, but you never sat for that examination. You don't have the papers to show that you completed. But you did go. So you're going to click on that. You're going to choose that. High school, no degree. How about high school degree? It means high school certificate. You completed, you have the certification. Vocational school is any trade school, carpentry, electronic school, any vocation school that you went for either 6 months, 1 year, that's you. Sometimes people skip going to secondary school. They go from primary school to vocation school. So if that is you, pick that. Some university, anything that says some means you have not completed. You don't have your certificate, you don't have your diploma, you don't have your degree yet. You are you are working on it. Maybe you're in second year, third year, fourth year, and some people will ask, what if I'm going to graduate in 2 weeks? Can I put this? I'm going to graduate in 1 month. Can I put that I have the degree? No. You are filling this information as honestly as possible. So you're going to put what you have today. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. What if you don't get that degree? Okay? So anything that says some means you've gone there, but you don't have the degree yet. So I hope that is understood. Okay? So that there, and then here guys. Okay, so you can scroll here. Married. So I've said this and it sounds funny. I'm gonna say this again. If you are single, it means you are not married. Any person, even if you live with the person, you've lived with them for 10 years, 20 years, let's say you have your darling and you've been living together for 15 years, you have children, but you've never gone to the priest, you have not done any traditional marriage, you have not gone to court. So anything that if you don't have papers or you don't have a traditional marriage, it means you're still single, even if you live together. So you're gonna put unmarried. So in Kenya, I'll speak of Kenya, they recognize traditional marriages. So if you did a traditional marriage, then you're gonna mark married, okay? Anything else is unmarried. You live together, you have kids together, everybody thinks so, and you're baby, you think you're the wife, husband. You don't have the paperwork, or you have not done the traditional marriage, or you've not gone to church, you are unmarried, okay? Divorced. Okay, so this one is official. So okay, so this one you need court papers to show that you've divorced. I was going to give an example which is too close to home. If you're like Mzee Kibor is someone in Kenya. He's a public figure. So you went to court and say, I don't want to live with my wife anymore. I don't want to live, or I don't want to be married to my husband anymore. And you went before the judge, and the judge gave you papers. Then you're divorced. If you just went back to your parents' house and you are no longer with your husband because you just left with your children, and you haven't even seen your husband in 10 years, you don't even know where they are. If you have not gone before a judge to give you divorce, you're still married to that man, or you're still married to that woman. So you're going to put married even if you don't know where they are, okay? So this is official papers. Widowed, obviously that is if your spouse died. And I'm sorry if this is you. Sorry for your loss. Legally separated. This one is, I don't think it is, I don't know. Let me not say things that I don't know. But I haven't heard any legal separation in Kenya or in Africa. This is usually in the United States. So people can legally separate. It is not divorce. It's kind of like it's going to the judge and saying, we want to separate. Usually people separate because they think they can still work things out. So they want to live separately. Or sometimes it's because of like protecting their assets while the divorce proceeding continues. So with this one, you will need paperwork showing that the judge gave you a legal separation document. So for you, if you're in Africa and Kenya, if you just left the person, if you left your husband, you left your wife, and you are not together, the same concept, that your wife is in Nairobi, you haven't seen her like in 15 years, but you're still married, then that is not legal separation. Legal separation has to be official from court, okay? Alrighty, I hope that is understood. So with children, okay, the last part that I want to explain is children. So your stepchildren, any child that is under 21 qualifies under your children, and also your stepchildren. So in America, stepchildren means the children that are not yours biologically but belongs to your partner. So in American English, stepchildren means, like, for instance, if it's me, Tuya, I fell in love with Mr. Johnson, and we had 5 kids, and then we separated, we divorced, and then I met Mr. Wonderful. And we got married. I bring my 5 kids, and we are married together with Mr. Wonderful. My 5 kids are Mr. Wonderful's stepchildren. So if you have stepchildren, they do qualify. And that's how they define stepchildren here. I think in Kenya, stepchildren means half sibling. So in America, when you share one parent with someone, it's called half sister, half brother. Okay, here it is half brother. Am I explaining it right? Half brother, half sister means you share one parent. You share one parent biologically. Stepchildren, you don't have any biological ties. Okay, I hope that is clear. So you can file for any children under 21. And then fill out the rest. It's very self-explanatory. Those are the important parts that I wanted to explain. I want to wish you a lot of luck. Thank you for tuning in today. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please consider becoming my YouTube channel subscriber. I'll be honored. I promise that I will never, ever, 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 ever mislead you intentionally. I'll see you in my next video. Good luck to you. I hope you win, and I hope you come to America. We welcome all of you. Thank you. Bye.